Everybody and welcome to Club Dragon 7 Gaming. I am your host Club Dragon, and today we're going to do Railroads Online. As you can tell, I'm starting a new save and it's in Lake Valley. What we're going to do is we are going to basically build our own line. And we're going to basically have it so it works out. So we're going to build track, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to have two sets of points here. Yeah, we'll put them about here. Now these sets of points are crucial, because what these sets of points do now is they're going to now link in to here. Creating our track. This track is now going to go all the way over to here. So with these two connected, I'm hoping I'm able to do this. Nope, so I can't get rid of that. Right. Worth a shot anyway. Which I don't get why you can't get rid of that. Let's get this back to rails. Cute. So what I'm going to now have to do is set for about here. To set these two to here. This is going to be one of our two lines. Well, one of the lines. So this is going to be our main line. This will act as the fast line. Now I do need to get another set of points here. To line these two up. So I'm going to have it so this is a bit short. So that's going to go to about there. Then there's going to be another line about here. That's going to do roughly the same thing, but it's going to be angled like so. Or at least hopefully it lands right. Yes, it does. Some of you may be wondering what this entails. Well, I'll explain to you now. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a system here. This system here is going to link into these two. And now what this basically does is this allows for me don't know the point system there. Technically I could do actually. But mind you though, this is also going to need a point system to divert off of here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a point system here. Actually no. We're going to set a point system like so. Oh shit, that's angled wrong. Fuck. Like so. That's going to go like that. Fuck's sake, I forgot to sort of decycle out. Right, that's somewhat of a sharp bend. I don't like that. So I might need to... Actually, yeah, I do need to tweak that, actually. That angle's wrong. It needs to be about here. Yeah, it needs to be about here. So... Actually, no, I also forgot to bring up Twitch chat, actually, as well. Just give me a minute. We'll continue track building. I'm just gonna also get Twitch chat up. Oh, actually, you know what? Sack this. I don't need to do that. I could just connect it this way. And just... Why is that still angled like that? Do it like that. Right, we'll move across slightly. There we go, right. So, that's now going to angle off. I know mine's up in the hills. Okay, that's fine. I don't really need to do anything here wise now, aside from have that side off to over that direction and get that lined up by what looks like, right, yeah, the logging camp, as well as cattle farm and where the hay is, as well as the fact that there's the other thing behind it. So we'll effectively do track building there. This here is... Right, that line needs to be connected, doesn't it? But it also needs a point off system, which it won't get. I'll do housing on that side, I think it'd be easier. Right, so I need to get these connected. So that needs to connect to that. And this needs to connect over to the problem bit, I think. Basically, this is roughly going to be one of the siding areas here for majority of stuff. This other line I'm building now is going to be a refill area. So this is going to be like a refill line where the trains can come in, they can get either the firewood, the water, the sand and the coal, depending on what fuel source they're on. This will be one of the main sidings. We'll have a loading siding over here. Well, yeah, we'll have a loading siding over here for the stuff required. And then we'll have how do I do this? We'll fire 1 point here, 1 point here. And a point to connect them both here. This will be the main set of sidings. Do I need to triangle that? Yes. Put it about the same length there. Which now means I can line this up safely. Done. So this is almost almost all fully part of the freight depot. We're now going to put points about here and yeah, we'll put points about here as well. And then them two need to be connected. So they're going to be joined by this point here, about here. So this is going to be the freight depot line. This is going to be roughly how all this is going to line up for over here. I will put an engine shed on this side, and I will put another refuel station stuff on this side. But the way it's going to work is there's going to be 2 engine sheds. Just bear with me a minute, guys. I'm just going to quickly just sort something out a minute. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back now. But yeah, basically, what I'll do is I'll put 2 engine sheds on this side, either way. This side will also have 2 engine sheds, so there'll be at least 4 engines that will be based here. I'll try and put engine sheds and refuel points and sidings and stuff wherever I can. So these these lines here are now the sidings for storage. This is loading truck side. I do need to put down a coal tower here. I need to put down a firewood facility here as well. Sandhouse, and of course a water tower. Then from here comes this. set of points to go over here. That'll work like that for the time being, I think. Or maybe it won't, so maybe I ought to get rid of that and that. And just have it where this just slots in. This will now be key to here. Where there is now a set of points that ties to this. With these set of points, what these set of points do now is they tie to a point where I can now connect into a siding. And that's going to go there. And this set of points now is going to basically direct into what will be the engine shed siding, where the engines will go. But what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap this up here. Because with this being this far back now, it means I can now make two decisions. I can now do this, which now allows me to place this over here. Then place a set of points here. And then a set of points here. what you may not realise is what these set of points have done now is they've now marked where I need to put a set of points for over here. So this is going to act as this. Which means a set of points are going to go here. Ugh. I hate somewhat being ill, but I don't at the same time. So this allows me to create this. This now allows me to go into this side here. And force off to the left and make this a refuel line. This now creates the line that I need. This line will push the back out. This will be the secondary. This will push back to about here, or to where these points are here. This is the advantage now that I have. I use these tracks now to mirror where I want my line. And where I want my line is here. Now here's the fun thing about this. Both sides could be connected. So these two tracks can be connected. Both this side and this side can be connected to one side. By putting a fork that will lead down. So I don't know, do I connect this side or do I connect that side? I could connect this side and that side together to loop in. I could do that. Or technically, actually, yes, I could. But both these sides need to be connected to go down to here. More than both sides need to go up there. Because the main line that needs to go up to there isn't on this side. Which is the funny thing about it. Because what this means is this line here is going to be the load side. So technically, all I need to do is get this side here to match a siding. But to do that, I need this to match here. Then I just need to draw the connection. And that connection happens to be through here. I just connect to that. But of course that's too simple, right? Because it combines into this, which we don't want. What we want is this side to branch a bit. For it to not necessarily journey, but to go to this. And then we want to create that loading area. So we need that coal tower. The coal tower to guide. A stupid Woodrick to follow. Simple line to follow, really. So long as it connects. A simple solution. A simple but fair answer. Because you don't need a siding on this side. We might do down the line, but for now we don't. Because both lines will be connected either way. So now what we can do is we can start trimming away all this. Start taking down every little piece of stuff that we don't need. This will be a short stream anyway, because I don't want to do a long stream of boring people. But I just basically want to showcase some of the trap building that we're going to do anyway for the line of Lake Valley, because I haven't got rid of the pre-laid map yet, so there will still be some Lake Valley content that I can do on the pre-laid map. This is basically I've got rid of the Mesa Plains pre-laid map to make this world, so I can basically show the work that I'm going to invest into making this line, just as part of the stream. There will be changes to this map, possibly, during, like, while off-stream sort of thing. You know, so maybe off-stream, if I get a bit thinking and decide, oh, you know what, I'm going to pop in to this world, or the map, and do some work on it. You've at least seen roughly what I'm doing. For majority of the map, so maybe I tweak it and you'll probably end up seeing 4 sidings on this side. But with that hill in the way, I'm not going to really mess with it. We're just going to basically declutter as we go. So far this is what we've got of the line. Not much to it. Not much really to it. I'll add a few more details to the track, like the sand stuff, the water tower, a woodrick and stuff on this side here, but other than that, for the time being, this is roughly where we're at with it. This over here, I think's the logging camp. Yes, it is. A bit above that is the other stuff areas that we need to get to. Over there's another area we need to get to, so I will build a line towards that at some point, which I think that's the oil place. No, it's not, it's the refinery. Up over in the hills, probably over there, is where we'll get to some of the other stuff. What we're going to focus on is the logging area, mainly. Try and get this into a loop. That'll be a next step sort of thing. I could have points go off and lip up to go towards that area over there, where that little area is. Just bear with me a minute, guys. We're going to try and get this bit here now fixed. So, is anything over? I don't think I'm going to go coal mine that route. No, that's iron ore, ain't it? Do I try and... Here's the thing that I'm thinking. Because majority of that's on a hill over there. If I link this down, is that raised? It's somewhat slightly raised. Would it... The log camp won't be worth it setting it up for that. This would be more likely. So we'll focus on one side at a time, basically. That line there needs to go all the way down, branch off for the other district, for the other industries, as well as sawmill. If I curve this at a branch to about here, well, I set a point to about here, that branch off that way, manage to get that to curve round and join into it, then have a set of points over here to branch off up there, but also over to here, and have a set of points here to branch me into these two. And have them both have at least a side in each. Silence hurts, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Ugh. Will this line up to a point where I can actually have it go to about here? Possibly. Even further. Actually, it could actually as well. Because I could branch them both to about here. No. Right, let's have this. Go to say about here. No, that's longer, isn't it? Right, so 1, 2, 3 to about here. Right. Sorry guys about the coughs. I'm just now what's it hitting? There's no reason for it to be being picky with me. Oh, it's just being an arse now. Right, I have the track I need. Don't care. Damn it. Yeah, they're roughly about the same now. Right, let's do this side. Right, that's that sat. Does that two-way lane here? Yes. Because I need to make sure this works. This is more of a smaller train holding line rather than a big train holding line. So it won't hold that many cars here. Come on. This will be pretty much like a two-train line. Any train with 25 carriages or more has priority. Anything with less will have to yield the track, basically. This will basically enforce that the bigger trains can load, unload as quickly as they need to. this will basically also mean that a sawmill line will need to be created now as well. So there'll be a line that will split off here to go to the sawmill. But on top of the sawmill line, so there's a water well up the other direction. Following that, there's another industry, which is a coal mine. Sawmill, like some of the other stuff, is linked into a area where we also need to make a point system for diverting off. That point system is going to be here. The next point system in play from that point, because the sawmill is going to have 2 key points. Only issue now is I need to make it where the sawmill can not only receive but also outgo as well. So for that, I'm going to have to angle a set of points over here. So we're going to have it where the set of points angle unless, and I mean unless, I do it in a way where no, I don't need to actually. I can set a point system here. This point system will lead to sawmill. There'll be another point system behind it that will lead to the other facilities. I am not setting up the other facilities yet because I do not need to. I can quickly dish this out. Here's what's going to happen. There's going to be a point system here. This point system is crucial now. As now this yeah, this one links into that one. Sawmill needs to be hooked in. This is now going to connect into this. This is sawmill line now. Our sawmill line is going to have the points connect over to here. And of course over here. Where the points meet. Which now means I need to find the points in here. Or they're through here. There they are. And connect them both. Same's going to apply here. There's going to be two sidings. Ain't gonna work there, is it? Right, it needs to be a bridge. Needs to be a bridge. Okay. So, this is the log pond. Fuck's sake, come on! Oh, fuck's sake, get me out from underneath that. Can you, for fuck's sake, please just do that? Thank you. Done. That's that lined up. That's gonna be... Yeah, that's curved, but yeah, it's fine. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to extend this bridge a little bit. We're going to extend the other bridge a little bit as well. I'd say about there is safer. There. For this one. There we go. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a set of points for about here. This is going to be the lake line. As I'm going to start like being to call it a bridge line, because what this little beauty is going to do now is he's going to go find a way to curve into here without going underneath a fucking railway. Yeah, push the point back a bit more. Actually, yes, I could do that, actually. Where's the iron ore mine? Located now from here. Not too far. Right, that's fine. Yeah, so I could set it about here. Fuck's sake. Yeah, because it's on a fucking little slant like a... Fuck's sake, it does not belong there, it belongs there. There. Now it should be easier to deal with. Hopefully. I swear to God, if you cut straight through that buffer, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. I don't mind some of the aspects of the track building, but sometimes it does get infuriating. Just purely because laying the track the way you need to get it laid, it is irritating. But I can at least get majority of this done and cleared, which is the best thing, because it means it won't be long till we get Montezuma. It also actually means it won't be long till pretty much majority of the other stuff I need to get done with this is actually done. And then we get the fun job of dealing with not necessarily, well, I'll end up redoing Pine Valley. That one will be interesting. So I'll end up trying to actually build Pine Valley. Only issue with that one is going to be it will probably take a while, because basically pretty much majority of Pine Valley is incline based, and I need to figure out how to do that safely. Whereas with this one will probably help me out a bit more, because all I'm really doing is getting basically just getting majority of the basic stuff dealt with. Dealing with the other stuff that's over here. So I'm just going to briefly get some of this done now. Actually, no, can I get this to do what I need to do? Yes. Ooh, the line sinks. I don't want the line sinking like that. There we go. Right, I need the baseline of a track. There. We almost have a line set up, basically, now. Right, that refinery over there isn't really much for me to necessarily need to do. Because it's on the way up to the login, so that's already hooked up new enough, basically. What does that do? Where's that going? That's going over there. What I do need to do is now set up a line over here for 2 trains to pass on. No matter how big they are, they both need a line. This is already better than Mesoplane map, basically, because Mesoplane map I can tweak still. Actually, technically I still tweak my Mesoplane map. This is just better because I've basically got it set where I've already got coal stations leveled out. So this is going to be a 2-train line where only 1 train will run to the extent where I need it to run to, the other train will basically run. So this is basically going to be like a holding track almost. For those that are going to need for those that will need clearance into freight depot and stuff. This is basically everything that needs to be done now. Well, one line is officially connected, and that is, well, actually technically, two lines are officially connected, or at least sawmill to logging camp to sawmills connected, so that's one line. Actually, no, not yet. Almost though. They're almost connected completely, which will be a good stopping point, I think, for the stream. Yeah, this will be a good stopping point for the stream once I've done this. Alright guys, we're going to head back over to, I think it's probably called Betsy in this, but we're going to do quick, well, we'll clear the track a minute, just make sure everything else is dealt with. So, oh no, let me just try and fly up a minute. I want to see if I can get a view of all this. Right, so we have our logging cam connected to the freight depot. From here it doesn't look like it. But we do. Because them tracks weren't laid by us, so that's why. Looks like there's a massive gap there, yeah? From there we're connected to the sawmill. From that point on, we need to get over to iron ore, we need to get over to there. Over there I don't need to worry about, because that'll be connected along this route that'll connect basically into both of them over there. And that is the farm and the hay place, which will also connect the watering well too. Basically, all the lines are going to be connected into one. well, this section here is going to be connected pretty much across to there, and that section in its own way will also be connected over to this end, but will it be one of those where it'll all be connected in one way or another. It doesn't matter if that doesn't connect over to where the sawmill line is, because it's on the same line as the logging camp, so you can fire off that way. I could do a loop at that point up there, have it loop back around on itself so the train can still come back down. And then I can make this a dual line. So, well, it's already pretty much a dual line anyway, but it'll make for efficient clearance. This line over here is going to eventually loop over to here and probably make its way around to a point where it'll connect into all the industries, because all the industries will have a way to get in and out of them. All industries will have a way to connect themselves to other industries that are central, and as well as a freight depot. But yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it here for now. We're just going to drop down and just see if this engine is called Betsy. If it's got the number 1, then it will remain the number 1. Does it have a number on it? No. So, next train we're going to get is probably going to be Montezuma. Montezuma will be our engine that will have the number 1 on it. So, any of the engines that do not have numbers on them will count as number 0. Okay, so this is port of 440. We will probably change that, and we'll keep its number 0. So basically we'll probably get rid of it, and then basically name it Betsy, and so on and so forth. But yeah, guys, for now I'm gonna leave it there. With this, I'm just gonna go back to, I'm gonna leave the session, basically go back to the main menu. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the stream for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have enjoyed, please remember to hit that follow button as well as the bell notification icon so you get notified when I'm going to go live, so you can start seeing a live stream. This video, like many of my other live streams, will be available to watch on the Club Dragon 7 Gaming Twitch archive YouTube channel. That is where you can catch some of the past, that's where you can catch some past, some of my live streams I've done in the past that I've put in there, as well as this video if you want to re-watch it at any point. But yeah, guys, that is going to be all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.